So a very crazy thing is going on right now with our iPhones. And it all stemmed, I don't know when it stemmed from, but it happened a while ago. And basically our iPhone sales have been going down a lot more than a lot of people probably expected. It's not just the Apple iPhones, it's a lot of phones in general. I don't think people are really upgrading, which is totally fine. I think that's probably fair. I think a lot of phones are probably getting a little stagnant too, to be honest. But with the iPhones, it's always very interesting because Apple's like a multi-trillion-dollar company. I don't have the ability of like predicting how people or why people should upgrade to their next phones, but Apple with all this money should be able to go and figure out how they can year over year maybe sell more iPhones or make more money from their phones or whatever the case is. And it looks like, at least from a lot of people who are suggesting, they're stating that Apple's overall revenue and their earnings per share could actually be dropping year over year for the first time since 2016. So this is a very big deal. This is specifically, I guess, for their, year over year iPhone sales. So this is actually a very crazy thing. And in fact, there's other reports stating that the February iPhone sales are down 9% in the United States and 16% in China. So all over the world, it seems like we're going to be getting a little bit of a hit on the sales numbers of our iPhones. So this was something that was bound to happen at some point because Apple is kind of in this space where they're still making primarily like a lot of money from their iPhones. A lot of their, shareholder equity is still on those iPhones. Apple, I think, has kind of, they've been a little stagnant in the way they've been approaching their iPhones. They started making us pay more for certain iPhones. They're going to increase the prices of iPhones and all these other things across the board. But I do feel like there was a lot of room for Apple to go ahead and kind of make some bigger improvements here and there if they weren't just getting lazy. I do think when we look at the last couple of years, Apple in a way has kind of been, I think, a little lazy with the way they've been approaching a lot of things. Their iOS updates, with how sloppy they've gotten with releasing iOS updates, with their wording in some things, and even their hardware sometimes, you can kind of tell they've been getting very, very lazy in a lot of different ways. And I do think a lot of people are kind of looking at it, and I think a lot more people are like, hey, if the iPhone 15 looks kind of like the iPhone 14, why even upgrade? And it's funny, now that Apple has started, making bigger changes, that's when their sales numbers are started going down. So maybe I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I do feel like if Apple gave us a few more things that Android had, the, side loading of applications, I think, and even like split screen multitasking, things like that, I think these things would be massive. I think people would accept these things like crazy. But the fact that they're like purposely not giving us those types of capabilities and those types of features is putting us in a really weird spot where Android is starting to kind of, if they are going to start getting FaceTime capability, iMessage capability, and after this DOJ lawsuit, if Apple has to open up even more, it's only going to make Android, a little bit of a better ecosystem for the most part. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But overall, that's pretty much what we see so far with this particular iPhone. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. The like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.